Good morning. Happy Monday. My name is Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and welcome to the SHAC. All set for another hour or so of doodling. We're carrying on from where we left off last Monday. So come on in, join the party. If you're new to the SHAC, then just know that we're always here every Monday morning at 10 o'clock. And also on Tuesday, if you're a parcher, then just know that the Groovy Tuesday session at 10 o'clock is very popular too. And that's led up by our dear Louise. So there's always somewhere to keep you company. This afternoon at 2 o'clock, we'll also be here, but I'll tell you more about that later. And other than that, come on in. And then we can get started. I'm a little early to the party because I thought I'd let a few friends find us first. And I just want to make sure our friend Paul Church is in the building with yourselves. So if you have any questions, then Paul is your man. And I'm just checking to see where the chat is. Just bear with me 1 second. There they are. Good to have your company. Good morning, friends. Nice to see you, Jane, Ken, and here they come. Let me just get this right. Oh, I see. It goes that way around. All right. Fabulous. Good. Good morning. And what's the weather like where you are? And where are you, in fact? It's much, much warmer here in the southeast of England. Much warmer. I mean, 7 or 8 degrees this morning as opposed to -4 at the weekend. So nice. I'm not so keen on the cold. Paul says that the sound is nice and clear. Good. I'm glad to have your company. Yeah, so the weekend, it was a good one. Did you enjoy yourselves? What did you get up to? Yesterday, I spent the day doing artwork, actually. I got really into it and I was drawing artwork for new stamp designs and they came out lovely. Really pleased with them, new ideas. So I was really excited to come in this morning and show my findings and what I did. I wanted to show it with Jazz, share it with her, because now she takes that artwork and she turns it into beautiful products. So it'd be interesting to see what she comes up with. Yeah, that was fun. And other than that, we're working on these. Do you remember we did last week? We cut out a heart, an aperture out of our mask material, our blank mask material. And then we made some really cool stripes. And the idea was to create that illusion of fabric strips. So let's just let a few people find us and then we'll crack on with our fabric strips. Now, last week, I don't know about you, but I finished my colouring. And today it's all about adding the pattern to the textures, to the colours. So that'll be fun. And other than that, I did not get much done from Brisbane. Well, good morning. Marion, grüß dich. Schön, dass du da bist. Aren't we lucky that we get together every Monday at 10 o'clock? I really like that there are people from all over the world tuning in. Nice. Very nice. So we're very busy here at Clarity, very busy. Paul had a smashing show on Hobby Maker, shout out to Hobby Maker, on Friday, and he launched the new grid starter kits, for parchers. Blew the doors off. Well done, Paul. Which just goes to show that there's a whole other community out there at Hobby Maker, and we're very grateful for the opportunity. So that was fun. And then, so we'd made most of the stock, but we have to make more. So that was cool. And then this Wednesday, I'm going up to Hobby Maker for a 2-hour show. I've got a double show. I'm so glad that they support me in that. I don't know. By the time I get going, the first hour is almost done, And so I suggested that I do a 2-hour block on a Wednesday, and they said, brilliant, great idea. the customers will love it. So on Wednesday, it will be from 2 to 4 on Hobby Maker. And I'm looking forward to it. I've got some new stamps actually to take up there. I think they'll go down a storm. And I'm also going to take our product of the month, of course. You know those fantastic stamps, the words. They're so lovely, those Art Deco words. So I'm going to take those and the stencil embedders. I know what's going to happen with them. They'll be very popular. So I'm looking forward to that. And they're just a nice bunch of people up there, you know, nice bunch. I like working with them. And we don't do so much on Hobby Maker. I only go once a month, but it's a pleasant place to be. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Come on in, nice to have your company. And started another crochet blanket over the weekend. Well done, Christine. Nice. I can't crochet. But it looks like something I'd really enjoy. Yes. Right, now let me make sure my phone is switched off. We've got 133 people in the room today already and climbing. So I think we could slowly start looking at what we did last week. And if you're new to the party, then all you've got to do is go back to YouTube. That's the best place to find it, really. And you'll see there'll be I've got to make sure with Jim that we've started a 2026 playlist, because I did go to the trouble of locking off the 2025 playlist, and I've put it all in order, and I gave it really good titles so it's easy to find. And I wanted to say to you as well, if you are on YouTube, and if you just go on YouTube, if you subscribe and then you ring the bell, there's always a little bell. If you're signed into YouTube or signed into Google, you'll see there'll be a playlist, but there's a little bell. And if you click that, then that switches on notifications. And what that means is that whenever we go live, then you'll get a little notification in whichever way you've signed up. So it might be your mobile, it might be an email. I think that's how it works anyway. I mean, this technology is moving at such a rate of knots, isn't it? I'm hanging on by my shirt tails here, but it's fun. Hey, Joe, nice to have your company. Are you back home? Are you back home, Joe, in Maidstone? I hope so. I hope that you're safe, and I hope you had a great trip. Right, now let's have a look. So last week, I'll show you where I was going with this idea of mine, and then we'll take it from there. So what we did was we cut out a mask. See, this is an optical illusion. And we cut the mask out of our material, didn't we? And then we made these stripes. Let me come in a bit closer. Let me just come in a little bit closer so you can see it better. There we go. So the mask is like a block, isn't it? And then we made the stripes. So you can see I used a ruler. Just a quick recap. I used a ruler. And I used a pencil. I have got, oh, here they are. Oh, look, box number 2. There you go, pencil. The girls prepared. And then we made strips, didn't we? And then when we had the strips, then we took our low tack masking tape and we blocked off the strips. Look, box number 3. And then we used these to put stripes in. And when we said goodbye to each other, we'd done about 3 or 4 of these, and then I finished it. So that's where we were at when we stopped. And you can see you just use a spot-on sponge. Oh, hello. A spot-on sponge and a colour, and then you isolate the strips, and then you put the colours in. And these are my sponges that I used. And sometimes, and I don't think I've done it, but it would be a good idea. This is actually always a good idea, because if you wanted to repeat this, you're never going to remember what colours you used. And so it's always a good idea to write down the colours. Now, I know that that one there, the beige, is antique linen. So I'm just going to write that down now, only because it's always a good idea. Like if this is your piece, perhaps on the back, let's write it on the back, antique linen. And these are distress oxide, because that's the other thing worth telling yourself. So that when you go back to it, it's always a good idea. Antique oxides, distress linen, and antique linen. Right, that was that one. And then I know what that one is, peacock feathers. So this is giving our friends a chance to find us. Peacock feathers. There we go. And then, see, some of you are watching on Facebook and a lot of you are watching on YouTube. So it's really great. Now that one there, I know, see, at this point, my memory still stretches to crushed olive, but I can guarantee that if I wanted to repeat this in a few months' time, I won't remember these colours. So it's good to have it on the back, crushed olive. And then I think I had, see, and the lighter blues are just a lighter version of the peacock feather. I didn't do many. And then I put a pink in. I remember thinking pink would look really nice with this. So what I'm doing here, right, is I'm giving myself a colour palette, you know, because there are so many different ways to come up with different colours. We were talking about it last week, and I said I love looking at like bed linen or shop windows. You know, I remember as a young girl, I would trawl through London, Oxford Street, just staring at the windows. Selfridges were the best. Selfridges were the absolute. When I used to go up there with me nan up to Oxford Street, and she'd go, come on, we can't wait all day. And I'd be just mesmerised by the shop windows, you know. And then there's another, I mean, obviously, Harrods, supreme. See, I could go to the Harrods Food Hall and get all my inspiration just from the walls in the Harrods Food Hall. Just insanely beautiful, but the windows as well. And then the other shop, which blows the doors off, especially at Christmas, is Fortnum & Mason's. Unbelievably beautiful. You know, we're so lucky. We're so lucky. But if we can't get up to London, you could go online and just put in Fortnum & Mason shop front, and I bet they show you beautiful photographs. I think the last time I was up there, it was like you had to cross the road literally to stand outside the Royal Academy and look up at Fortnum & Mason. When you were standing in front of the window, you couldn't actually see, except in the windows, the detail. But when you stepped away from it, you realised it was an advent calendar. It was the whole front, right, all 4 or 5 floors. It was an advent calendar, and the numbers were in the window. It was astounding. Now, really beautiful. I remember taking photographs of it, but you had to cross the busy road to be able to actually see what you were looking at. You know, it was too beautiful for words, really. Yeah. So going back to colours and where to find colours, that's it. You just open your eyes. Boom, you know. And if you live in the countryside, so up on the forest, for example, when I look at the landscape, of course I'm taking in the landscape, I'm taking in the panoramic views up on the hill, but I'm looking very carefully at, there's the gorse at the moment, bright mustardy yellow, and then you've got this really dark, beautiful dark green of the leaves of the gorse, right? Then you've got, and this is the one that always blows me away. When you look at a silver birch, especially at the moment, they haven't got any leaves. And over the next couple of months, as the cycle of nature takes its, just keeps ticking away, what happens is it's almost like a pink lilac. It's like a pink lilac fog. It's like a haze over the silver birch. The colour is amazing, and it's not what you would think. You get the white, You get the white trunks, but it's almost like a lilac when it starts to come to life, when the leaves appear. It's just amazing, really, nature. Isn't nature a wonderful boo-boo? Yeah, so as soon as you open your eyes and you start looking, you start to see colour combinations, colour families. And I'm sure there are loads of, colour boxes and colour and Pantones, and there are so many people that kind of have created prompts or helps. But like, look at my shirt, okay? Hang on, look at my shirt that keeps gaping. Okay, so here we've got dark blue, light blue, then we've got that antique linen, then we've got a dark colour. So now I could go here and I could say, right, prize ribbon, I reckon that's the blue. Then I've got a tealy colour in there. That might be. So as I'm going through it, I've got this lovely top cardigan. Yeah, no. Again, I'm going for, to me, antique. Isn't it funny, see? So now I'm bringing in these colours and it's changing. Look, if I show you my shirt, let me just bring in the, oh, look. So down the bottom, nice, eh? So down the bottom, I reckon you've definitely got a mustard seed in there as well. So now you've got that mustard seed, you've got that colour, you've got the mustard seed. You see, you don't have to look far. There's no excuse. You go to your wardrobe and the fashion designers have already done the job for you. So that's the thing, you see. You just open your eyes and it's all there for you. It's cool. It's very cool indeed. And I could spend a happy hour, if you had a little notebook, just a little notebook or a little journal, just write down the colours, colour combinations. It's good, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. So we're going to start with, and on the subject of colour, what we're going to do now is add the doodles into the stripes. So that'll be lovely. And I suggest, ich schlage vor, as the Germans say. Go on, you say it. I suggest me. Ich schlage. So ich, go, ich schlage, schlur, like slur. Schlage vor, like what for? Yeah. Ich schlage vor. You get in German lessons as well now. I schlage, like little s, schlag, it's a verb. Ich schlage, like lag, but it's like an I at the end, schlage. And then vor is actually spelt like that, but you say it like an F. Ich schlage vor. And it means I suggest. I schlage means push or hit, right? I hit forward. Ich schlage vor, I suggest. There you go. Right, ich schlage vor, that we start at the top and we work our way down. It'll be easier. How's that sound? So the top one, we'll leave it blank. The next one is white. So the white dots. Okay, well, let's leave the white. This is funny. We'll put the white in after we've done the pattern. So the first pattern we're going to get to, let's say, we're going to put in, let's do the V's on this one. This one is good. Let's do that kind of, it's like parquet floor. It's like parquet floor, isn't it? If you look closely. Parquet floor. Yeah, parquet floor. Right, so we're going to do a parquet floor down there. And I say that let's use a grey pencil. Let's use a grey pencil. I haven't got a particular grey in mind, but I know it needs to be sharp. How about, I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, let's just try it. Yeah, that'll do. Right, parquet floor coming up. So we're going to go like that. Then we're going to bring this one in. Then we'll come back down. Then we'll go like that. So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 5. Getting into a rhythm. Okay. So I just want to make sure. Oh, that sounds like a ropey. Right, so we'd start here and we'll start up here. This is quite a wide one, so we're going to go 1. So we don't need the 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you think you need a ruler? Because if you do, then use a ruler. There are no rules here. You know that. There are no judges. There are no rules. If you've got a bit of a shaky hand, you're not alone. If you've got a shaky hand, then use a ruler. There, you know, I don't, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't, right? So now I'm going at a 90-degree angle. So now I go use a ruler. So that's no problem. 1, 2. So I'm keeping it at a 90-degree angle. And can I say, don't overthink this, friends. What have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. See? And I'll turn it round. Take that one out of the way so we can see what we're doing. And then we're going to go this way again. See? So then we're going in the same route again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've almost wanted not, I'm going to do 4 that time. Just so I've got a little bit of, yeah, there you go. Then we go again. And take your time. And what you'll find is as you do this, it's very relaxing. 1, 2. Rulers just take a little bit longer, but they look lovely, look. Hey? And breathe. And if you feel that you're going to go over the edge, well, that's what masking tape is there for, isn't it? So you're just keeping it in that line, see? So you're just going to keep going. This will be lovely when it's done. And that's the thing, because it's all so many different stripes and patterns, right? Let me show you. We're just working on this bit here, but there are so many different stripes and patterns that it becomes part of a much larger, a much greater whole. Speaking of holes, right, we cut this out, didn't we, with a little pair of scissors? Do you remember? We cut it out. But then we also made available so that you don't have to worry about, you always get the same heart. We made available heart apertures. So this is great, right? So this is on the website already. It's been on there for about a week. So you see you've got the heart mask, but you've also got the innie and the outie. I mean, you could cut it out very carefully, but the great thing about this is it gives you, it's done for you. So we've got 4 different hearts on here. They're the same heart but different sizes, which is a really great way of making tags. See, because then when you take this away, I can't wait to do the 3D thing, to do the drop shadow. I'm really looking forward to that. And the doodles, when you're doing them on your own, they're much faster than the time we're taking to do this. So the best way to put it back on its sheet, right, is to do that, pop it back down like that, and then you can see through it. Look, I'll show you. Let's get that out of the way. Pop that on there like so. Just needs to be somewhere in the right area, right? So I can see exactly here where my hands are is where the edge is. See, I can see. I've put my fingers there and there, so I know where the edge of that is. And then excuse my head. If I go like that, that's as good as it needs to be. See, so it's right in the right place, and that'll do. Now, while we were doing the hearts, great idea. Jilly had this idea with the keyholes. So we thought this would be a smashing shape. Look, really lovely shape. So Jazz made them. Jilly had the idea, and I'm telling you about them. So they come as a pair. I think they're best as a pair, you know, because the idea is there. So back to our back to our doodling. So if you want to go with a ruler, then you can. If you want to go with like hands, so this one here, let's say I want to go, I'm going to go to there just to fill it up. So because this in the end, you see, I'm gonna turn this into a tatty end. I really like this idea, even if I say so myself, because when you turn it round, it looks like, look, it looks like bookends, it looks like buildings, it looks, you can make a candle out of it, you can make a book spine out. Doesn't that look like loads of books on a shelf? Oh no. Right, come on, keep going. I've got to tell you a story. Okay. Hang on. So that goes like that. Then I'll just pretend that's like that. So now I'm going to come in like this. Let's just pretend that you've got to kind of, right, then I'm going to go like that for 5, then like that for 5. Okay, so now I'm coming in that way on that one, because it's quite tight, this, isn't it? So now I'm coming in this way on that one, but maybe I'll do a little bit of that on that one, make it a bit more interesting, hey? And then this one's like that, and then this one's going to be, keep the angle right, so it's always the same. That'd be a parky floor to remember, wouldn't it, if the angle. So very easy, okay? There you go. How many have I done there? Overcooked it. That's all right. That'll do. Right, so I've got those done, and I might go in with a different colour because I think that's what I did there. I definitely went in with a bit of yellow, changed it a little bit, put a little bit up the sides. But let's just get the basis down first. Right, then we don't have to put one in every single colour. Let's try this one's good. Right, let's do the green in let's do a different one. So this time I'm going to pick let me pick a green. I think that would work. And a ruler. I reckon we could try this. So what I'm going to do is do this, but in green. See that one there? So it's tiny little squares, but I kind of jump around a little bit. Right, you ready? So let's see if this works. I reckon it will work. Yeah, so I'm just going to do this, like that, like that, like that. See? Stripes. And then I'm going to go a bit more, bit more, bit more. Don't worry about, needs to be sharper. I need a sharpener. While we're doing this, I'll tell you a story. So on Saturday, I had a day to myself. This is unusual, not me at all, right? I'll tell you a story. So on Saturday, Gracie, gorgeous Grace, she was treating me. This is Mother's Day present last year. I'm not a spa girl. Who's a spa? Are you spa people? See, I'm not really, although I think I'm a convert now. But you know, when you go to a spa and you get pampered and you have a facial and you get a foot rub and that, not really me. I'd much rather be making art. You know, I'd rather be throwing a pot than having somebody knead my back. Anyway, Grace, bless her, last Mother's Day, she gave me a really expensive pamper day in a very, very posh spa. Not the Spa Hotel in Tunbridge Wells, another one near East Grinstead. So she'd set me up, but on my own, a whole day. It cost a packet, right? So, and she's not in the country, so I had to go on my own. And the thing is, when she came home at Christmas, she said to me, Mum, if you don't use it, then that 200 quid was for nothing because you'll lose it, right? There's an expiry date on this little Mother's Day treat. And I suggest, because it was a very generous, wasn't it? You know, very generous. And I thought, oh God, all right, I've got to go. So anyway, so she booked it. She booked me in for Saturday. Yeah. I'm sure that some of you think I must be mad not to want to do that, but it's not everybody's cup of tea, is it? Anyway, so eternally grateful of Crowborough, drives over there at 10 o'clock, right? And we've been there before, Grace and I, so I knew where it was, and I knew now I'm going to make little lines going the other way, just little like cross hatching, not too much, but like random, like a little bit here, a little bit there. Okay. Anyway, so I got there, and you know, I'd remembered my flip-flops, and there was a big pool, and I felt a little bit conspicuous because I was alone as well. Because that's the other thing, isn't it? There was mostly women, pretty much all women really, but they were in little parties, little gaggles of, you know, girls, either like mum and daughter, or party of 3 friends, you know, or best mates having a treat. Oh, very nice, lovely, lovely, lovely. But I was a little bit self-conscious that I was alone, right? So anyway, I went, you know, I met a couple of ladies. I mean, the English are very sociable like that. So I was sitting in the hot tub outside, which was very beautiful. And a couple of ladies joined me, and they were from Faversham. So we got chatting. Then the young couple joined, a honeymoon couple, and that was very lovely. And how are we doing here? Anyway, so it was all very nice. And I don't know why I was worried about, you know, being on my own. So I didn't need to be. I quite enjoyed being on my own, actually. So then I went and sat, and I'd made my mind up. If I was going to do this, I wasn't taking my phone, because one of the things I noticed was that a lot of people, they're sitting there, you know, it's an expensive day out, and they're on their phones. So if they're on their phones, they're not where they are they? I thought, no, I want to be where I am, or I want to read a paperback, a proper book, right? So I'd actually taken a proper book with me that lovely Jill Wilding and Madeline gave me for I think when they were at the workshop last time as a little thank you gift. Really beautiful, excellent book. And I'd started it, but I never, I don't know, I just ran out of time. And by the time I sit to read it, I'm so tired, I nod off after. So I've read the first chapter like 50 times. I thought, no, I'm going to break through this. So I took my book, and I thought, I can sit and read my book while I'm relaxing. Yeah, so I did that. So I found a really nice spot by the big pool inside. It's ever so lovely. It's like being in a Roman, you know, it's got all the big columns and that. Oh yeah, it's all very posh. Anyway, so I sat, I laid back, and I relaxed, and after I'd done my swimming and done a few lengths, I had my little chair there, my lounger, and so I thought, right, I'll read my book. So I read the book, and after about an hour, I thought, oh, still got another hour for lunch, before lunch, because that was included as well. So I thought, right, don't really want to get back in the pool, because then I'll be wet, and then I'll be sitting in the restaurant with a wet cosy on, you know, got to think ahead, haven't you? And I thought, well, I don't want to get dressed, because then I've got to come back in, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, okay, I'll have a little walk round. So, and I discovered this area that Grace and I hadn't discovered the time we were before. Beautiful, really quiet, really nice. And there was a sauna, and there was a steam room, and there was one of those cold showers, like ice cold, you know, like, I remember this from the good old days when I lived in Germany. So you go in the sauna, and then when you're really, really hot, you come out, and then you go under a really cold shower. I thought I could do that. There's a steam room, there's a shower, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I went in the steam room. It was really dark. So I sat in there for a little while. Then I got bored with that. So then I came out, and I thought, so I got my arms cold under the shower. So I didn't want to wet myself again because of the lunch, right? So I did my arms. And then I went in the sauna, because I thought, well, Cosy won't get wet in the sauna. So I sat in there, nobody, not a soul, no people anywhere. So I was sitting in the sauna and I was looking through the glass door and I thought, this is all right, you know, it wasn't that hot. So I sat on the shelf to make it a little bit hotter. You know, you go up, heat rises and that. So I was thinking, and I looked out the window. I was looking out the glass door. I saw one guy, right? And he was just about to come in. I thought, oh no, don't disturb my serenity. But then I thought, well, here's a public place. Anyway, he looked at me and then he turned around and he left again. And I thought, good, okay. Anyway, so I waited another 10 or 15 minutes and I didn't see a soul. Then I was done, it was time for lunch, and I thought, all right, another 5 minutes with my book. I mean, I was really getting into this, not doing much anymore. So I thought, right, just got time. It's like, you know, 2 freckles past Mickey Mouse's left ear roll, like I had a watch on. I don't wear a watch anyway. So anyway, I checked the time and I thought, oh, I've got time just to have 15 minutes by the pool, just to relax before I go for lunch. And like, I'm not a lady what lunch is, so this was quite something for me. Anyway, as I was coming out of this really nice area, really quiet, yeah, there was a water machine and I was just going to go back into where the big pool is, the noise, all the chatter, all the women, he said and she said. And there was a water machine. So I thought, right, I'll just have a drink of water because you do need to drink water, don't you? And as I was drinking the water, the door was open to the area that I'd just been in. As I was drinking the water, I looked at it and it said, men's changing room. I know. I don't know what the bloke must have thought. Men's changing room. Honest to God, I cracked up, and there was nobody to laugh with me. I just chuckled away to myself for about an hour. I just kept seeing this bloke wanting to come into the sauna and seeing a woman in there. He must have thought she identifies as something completely different. Anyway, he didn't come in. So yeah, there you go. That was my Saturday adventure. That could have gone very differently. I know. You can't let me alone for a minute, Dave said. It was very funny. Well, it was funny in my head. And it was just the innocence of it, you know, because I thought, I must tell Grace, because when we were here last time, we didn't see this area at all. We completely spaced this. This is beautiful. So there you go. That's what happened. And then I went for lunch, and I just chuckled away to myself. And then I had the best. Oh, the lunch was lovely. I had a cream tea. I know. But then, right, I had the best massage, because so I've had a real problem with my shoulder for a good year, since, gosh, it must be at least a year. And I did my rotator cuffing. I know all the jargon because I've been to physiotherapists, I've been to the doctors, we've had x-rays. And it's to do with this rotator cuff, because I remember, I'm waffling now, but I've got to tell you. So I remember I was stirring a big vat of glaze, and the glaze settles. It's glass, isn't it? It's what it is. And it had all settled. It was like a big lump at the bottom. And rather than use an electric whisk, I was doing it manually. I'm left-handed. Anyway, I knew when I did it, I'd overdone it, and I wrecked my rotator cuff. Now, this has been a good year. The lady that did the massage for me, she said, you got any problems? I said, I've got a little bit of an issue with this shoulder, and the doctor says it's a rotator cuff, and I do go to physio for it, but it's not making any difference. She says, well, let's see what we can do, shall we? Bloody hell. I tell you what, you know, you expect when you go to a spa, you get the, like, she was really going for it. And I, the pain threshold, you know, she nearly reached my pain threshold, but I thought, well, She'd been doing it for 27 years. Really nice woman called Lisa. I thought I'll just let her get on with it because it, you know, no pain, no gain and all that. I tell you what, for the first time in a year, I know, TMI, I was able to do my bra up. Look, I couldn't do this. I was able to do my bra up without having to whiz it round. I know. Result. So there you go. That was my Saturday. I got absolutely pummeled by a woman called Lisa, who was brilliant. I'm going to go and find her. And I had the most delightful hour in the men's changing room of the spa. I know. So what did you get up to? Right, that's that one done. Okay, I've done that. But now I know what I want to do. I'm going to take my little green one and I'm going to colour in a couple of boxes. A couple of the boxes that I've just created, I'm going to colour them in now. See? I don't know. I'm just doodling. I don't know. This isn't planned. I'm too busy telling you silly stories. Yeah, no, that did make me laugh though. What was I thinking? Well, I didn't have my glasses on for a start. Well, you wouldn't wear your glasses, would you, in the sauna? So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. There you go. I bet I'm not the only one that's done that. I can't be. No, I can't be. But what were the chances of no blokes coming in at all for a good, I'd say 40 minutes? No men. And then there were women, you know, doing their champagne. Got to have some bubbly. It's like, well, I don't know whether that is a good idea. But I suppose that makes it more of a treat. Not for me. I haven't had a drink for many, many years, decades. But there was a lot of that going on as well, you know, a little bit of Prosecco. I used to love dry champagne, you know, really dry champagne. I used to love that. But no, not Prosecco. Right, let's have a look. So now I'm going to go for, I want to try this one because I think that will look really nice. So I'm going to do that in there. How about a flowery one? Let's do a flowery one. I think a flowery one. What about we try something different? So like this, I took a red to the olive. Let's take a red to the olive and see. Is that red? Have a look. What have I got here? Is that a red? What have I got here? Madder. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit madder. Then you ought to test it really, Barbara, but whatever. I'm sure it'll be lovely. Right. Madder. And I think what I'll do is I make a little rose, right? So rose, really little, just go round in a swirl. Look, rose. So you go like that, and then at some point you touch it again, you go round, you keep touching the edge, and then it looks like a rose. And then off you go as a squiggle, okay? Stem, that'll do. Right, so we've gone round like that, and then I'll make another one here. So whole, round, there you go, that'll do. A bit bigger this time. And we'll do another one. Center, out we go. I find roses quite hard to draw. Funny enough, I did a couple of roses, really nice. I think you'll like them. For February, I thought roses in a heart, flowers in a heart. So I did a couple of really nice hearts, which is what I gave to Jazz this morning to work on. So I've done the line art, and now she's going to put her magic to it. So my sketches look all right, but when Jazz puts her work to it, it's transformational, believe you me. Right, this is going to look good, look. See, so you got little roses. And then I think I'll make it look like there's one that like that. In fact, I'll do another one there as well. So it looks like there's half a rose, like so. Round, touching. It's not hard to do that. Look, you just go round in a circle and then catch. That'll do. And then I think I'll do one more here. Oh, that looks more like a daisy. That'll do. Right, so I've got my roses, my flowers, yeah. And then I'm going to take my this one, and I'm going to come right up. We go like that. Okay, and then we're going to join them up like a little trail, a little rosy trail, like that. That'll do. Okay. Nothing like a simple doodle. There we are. Simple doodle. Okay, so now I've done that. Right, next thing, green. I think I'll stick to the same. I wonder if that green will show, the green that I used there. What about if we put a couple of little, yeah, of course it does. A couple of little leaves coming down now. A little bit of leaf work. Easy. So you can make your own doodles, make your own patterns. I'm just giving you a couple of ideas. Okay. Be nice to do. So once you've got a couple of these in your, we could do the whole thing, but you'll notice when I did this, I left a couple of blanks, so it's not so busy. I think that's important too. This is a nice one now. Look, we've left a blank, got a couple of blanks. We could put a couple of line ones in there, easy. Could do that. Wait till we get our white Posca pen out, then you'll be impressed. Right, so we've got leaves, that's nice. Leaf there. That'll do. Right, and then I'm going to put some berries and cream. Carol Pankstella will be like, oh no, don't start me on that again. Berries and cream. I'm a little lad who likes berries and cream. Oh, she's in one of those moods. Now, let me see. I wonder if I can make the roses a little bit whiter or a little bit less. Yeah, there you go. A little less green. That'll do. I don't want to make them white with a Posca pen, but just with a white pencil would be good. Just changes it a little bit. It does indeed. There you go. Boom, boom. That'll do. Now, let me see. What did I want to tell you? Apart from my silly story. That looks nice, doesn't it? That dark one, we definitely want to get our white Posca pens out. Let's do that. I tell you what I do want to do is tell you about the week ahead. Okay, so let's just look at this. Coming up this week. Monday, that's us now, in the SHAC with Barbara. 2 p.m. Ah, this is worth knowing. Right, so at 2 p.m, Paul's going to be with you. I may have to bail, but that's only because I've got a business meeting that I probably should attend. But that's not a problem because we're launching something really cool and we've kind of got a structure around it now. So, and Paul is the master of this stuff too. It's about the hot foiling. And what we said we were going to do for 2026 was to launch one, you know, we do those brilliant packs. So this afternoon, we're going to launch the first pack of the year. And we will launch a really beautiful pack with the foils and the different papers, and then the laser prints, the designs. We'll launch one every quarter. So this is the first quarter, and it's the first in the series of 4 this year. So if you're a collector and you like to tick those collections that you've got them, look out this afternoon because Paul will be, it's the release of the first of this year's hot foiling sets, collections. Really cool. I think you'll enjoy it. Very lovely artwork, really lovely artwork. And the laser prints, the cards that we give you, you know, like for toppers and that, are immaculate. You'll love it. Lovely for colouring in as well, that one. Now, let me see. So that's this afternoon at 2 o'clock, not to be missed. And then Tuesday, we've got Groovy Tuesday with Louise. That'll be smashing. And then in the afternoon, Louise and Paul are here to keep you company. That'll be lovely too. Then on Wednesday, 2 to 4, as I mentioned earlier, it will be Hobby Maker with myself. I've got tomorrow. Tomorrow is designated to the preparation for this day. So that's my job tomorrow. And I'm sorry that I haven't been blogging the last few days. And you know, it was, I went in a little bit of a, to the back of my cave. My dad, you know, it was his anniversary of his death last Thursday. And it affects you more than you think it's going to, doesn't it? And I can put on the face, I can fake it to make it when I'm in public, like now, right? I sound like a prima donna. I don't mean it like that at all. But when I'm on my own, I struggle, you know, and it's been a struggle. So I haven't been blogging, but this too shall pass, and I'll be fine again. It just hits me, just does. So, so this is all fine, and I will start blogging again. Just give me a week. Or no, I won't. I'll make myself blog. So that's the reason why I haven't been blogging for a few days now. And that's why the spa was a real tonic. And that's why Grace scheduled it for the 10th because of the 8th. Good girl. Now, let me see. Friday, Janice is here. Real treat. Janice Phillips is in the building, and Paul and her will be keeping you entertained for 2 hours, and she'll be showing you her newest collection. So don't miss that. She's got some lovely stamps, and I know she's looking forward to coming down and sharing it with us. It's been a year, I think, since she launched her collection, and she's doing a cracking job. So she'll be here on Friday. Now, let's have a look. And then the other thing is, of course, I just want to mention it. Don't forget, right, that's it. Let's just get that started. Don't forget that we're going to, I think we'll start here and see how this looks. Oh, yeah. See, because it's nice and dark, it really pops, doesn't it? Yeah, let's do it the other way. There, that'll look good. And then we'll put some, go that way. Oh, same way again, is it? One to the left and one to the right. Nice. To the left. There we go. This looks good. And then we could put some white dots in just for contrast. There we are. Make that a white dot. And this is where this really works well, is if you've let the ink dry in the background, it really pops lovely, doesn't it? So now I can come back over this way. So now I've got the white in my hand. So this is what I wanted to do on this one. So I really think this looks good. See, I'm just going to make those greens. I want to frame them with white. Not that you can see it brilliantly, but it does look good when you get in close. So just putting a little bit of white on there. Nice. Yeah, so it's busy week this week at Clarity. Really looking forward to doing some design work with Jazz. That's going to be great as well. So this is a good one. Let's use our ruler for this one. Let's see what we could do here. I think this would be quite a nice one. If I open this one up, and I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm going to use white on this, because the white really does, it doesn't have to be so dark. Can you even see that white on there? You can, can't you? So you're getting the white lines going in here. Yeah. See, the thing about textures, remember this is supposed to be fabric strips. The thing about the fabric strips is, of course, you don't want them to be so gaudy. So we just check out that there. A little bit of line on there, easy. And then, yeah, you can see those. And then we can put the lines in that way, like a little bit random. This looks nice. So I'm playing catch up now. That's it, like that. That looks good, doesn't it? And then we're going to put, I think, up the top here. So I've got a choice here. I could put, I know, I could put dots. And I think the dots would look good in this one. Dark again, you see? So little polka dots. And the thing is that once you've got your designs done, I'm itching to do the drop shadow, but I don't want to rush it either, you know. So there's still quite a lot to do here, really, because I was waffling. There you go. Tell you another thing I want you to do, if you haven't already, the tour workshop. You know, I'm doing that lovely paper piecing workshop. Honestly, you know, like my spa day was a real treat to myself. For a crafter, this is a real treat as well. So, you know, treat yourself if you haven't already. This on the 7th of February, 9 till 12, 2 till 4. It's like a spa day, but for crafters. And we will have the best time. And we're going to make this beautiful collage together. Well, it's a board. Fantastic. And you can see here it's all layered and paper pieced. It's a real piece of artwork, and we'll do it in real time together. And this is the kit that we'll send you, because you need all the bits. So really, you get everything included in the price. The product code is 60230. And all you need is, in addition to what we send you, is low-tack masking tape, a Pritt stick, scissors, tweezers, and nothing that you haven't got in your stash. I should think you've got a Pritt stick. So if you haven't joined up for that yet, do sign up for that. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. For me, it's like, I'm looking forward to it with Jazz, because it's like having that spa day again, except in my own little element, you know. And yeah, so have a think about that one as well. It's about a month away now. It gives us plenty of time to find the to get the product to you in time. That's what I was going to say. Right, I think I'm going to lift this up, turn it round, and put the pink in. Oh, hello. Put the pink in this way. It's catching on the ruler. Let me come back that way then. Okay. It's only because I've got a cruddy pen, but that's okay. And then what we can do is, I would say, ich schlage vor, that rather than rush this, we finish this off next week, because there's still plenty to do here, and I haven't really finished it yet, you see, because I want to put some shading in, I want to put some more grey in, so I could put little drop shadows on this. Like if I take my grey like that, see where I've put the white line and I'm saying it's not showing very well, then when I come in with the grey over the top, then it really highlights it, you see. So now I'm dropping a little shadow underneath, and it really will make a difference. And I can drop a shadow on that side of the lines as well, as long as I stay on the right side. So what I want you to do, okay, and then next Monday will be, I'm going to finish my my shading and that. And then next Monday, we'll do the edges in between. We'll make sure that these look three-dimensional. And then when we've done that, we'll tidy up the ends. We'll get that done. And then then it'll be time for the big reveal. And we'll do the drop shadow around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. So how does that sound? I think that's a much better way to go. So you've got plenty of homework. You can fill them all in if you fancy as an exercise, or you can leave a couple of blanks. I'm still got plenty to do here. You can make your own patterns. You can practice on a piece of paper on the side, and then next week we'll finish it up and we'll do something really lovely, and we'll take off the mask and we'll write a lovely message, and we'll get that illusion that the white piece is sitting on top of the dark piece, like our aperture. So like when we did this, so it's sitting on there like that, except it isn't. It's all in real time like that. Okay, how's that sound? And I think other than that, let me see. Paul, have I forgotten anything? I think we're all right, aren't we? 189 people. Gosh, that's a lot of people in a room on a Monday morning at 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me just see what Paul has to say before I say tschüss, goodbye. All covered, he says. There you go. Thanks very much. Now, don't forget, next week, Monday, 10 o'clock, we'll finish this off. We'll make a really nice piece of artwork. Okay? Project completion. Makes you feel good. And don't forget about your spa day with me, but it's going to be the Glastonbury tour paper collage. Bye-bye now. Lots of love. Have a great day. And thanks, Paul.